Hello, Grace Covenant friends. I hope you are well and healthy on this Monday morning. I want to share with you a book called Making Heart Bread by Matthew Lean, Sheila Frabrink Lean, and Dennis Lean. The illustrations are done by Francisco Miranda. Making Heart Bread was inspired by a book that the Leans wrote years ago called Sleeping with Bread, um, in which they give us some very simple ideas about how we can use the practice of the daily examen to help us to remember the things that are of deep and genuine happiness, even in the face of the challenges that we all experience. And my hope is that in these particular days that you might find this book to be useful and helpful and something simple enough that you can do on a daily basis. What kind of bread do you use to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches or grilled cheese sandwiches? The bread we use for sandwiches is tummy bread. It fills your tummy. There is another kind of bread called heart bread. It fills your heart. Heart bread is not made from flour. It is made from your memories of love. Heart bread is not made in an oven. It is made in your heart. Heart bread never gets used up the way tummy bread does. The more you let heart bread feed you, the more you have. My name is Rachel. My grandmother taught me how to make both kinds of bread. First, she taught me how to make tummy bread. One day, when Grandma was making bread, she pulled a tall stool over to the kitchen counter for me so I could sit by her and help. First, we measured the flour, butter, yeast, milk, and salt. We mixed them together. Then we pushed and pulled the dough with our hands. Next, we put the dough in a big bowl. Grandma covered the bowl with a towel and set it on the stove. She said the dough would surprise us if we left it alone for a while. As we waited, we washed dishes and read stories. Then Grandma brought the bowl back to the counter and took off the towel. Magically, the dough had grown tall and puffy. Grandma told me I could punch it with my hand. And I did, and whoosh, all the air came out and the dough was small again. We shaped the dough into loaves and put them into pans. Grandma then put them on the stove again, and the dough grew tall and puffy. Then we put the pans in the oven and waited as the delicious smell of fresh baking bread filled the kitchen. While the tummy bread was in the oven, Grandma taught me how to make heart bread. She said, "Rachel, when I was about your age, there was a terrible war. People all over the world were fighting each other. One of the most terrible things about the war was that many children were separated from their families. That is what happened to me. My home was destroyed. I was alone. I wandered around in the streets without anyone to take care of me. I could not find enough food, and I had no warm place to sleep. Everything that had once felt safe was gone. I was very scared. Finally, grown-ups found me and found many other children like me. They built special places for us called refugee camps. In the refugee camps, we slept in warm beds and we ate good food. Kind people hugged us and took care of us. But in our new home, we were still scared. We could not sleep at night. We were afraid that when we woke up, everything would be gone again, and we would have no home and no food. No matter how often the grown-ups tried to tell us that we were safe now, nothing seemed to help. When we ate our bread at supper, we were afraid each bite might be the last food we ever have. One day, one of the grown-ups had an idea. He saved some bread from supper. At bedtime, he gave each of us a piece of bread to hold. Holding our bread next to our hearts, we could finally sleep in peace. All through the night, the bread reminded us, "Today I ate, and I will eat again tomorrow." We could sleep without feeling scared. We had learned how to hold tummy bread next to our hearts until it turned into heart bread. Heart bread had turned the scared place in our heart into a safe place. I learned from Grandma that heart bread is made from all the times in the day when I had what I needed. Heart bread is also made from the special times in the day when I gave love and kindness to someone else, or when another person gave love and kindness to me. When I remember these times, they fill up my heart, just like tummy bread fills up my tummy. When my heart is full, I can even remember the sad times from the day and still feel safe. When I hold heart bread all through the night, my heart says, "Today I was loved, and I will be loved again tomorrow." Then I can sleep peacefully. When Grandma finished telling me all this, she said, "Rachel, let's check the bread and see if it's done." We took it from the oven, and Grandma cut 2 pieces, one for her and one for me. We ate the tummy bread together. The bread filled my tummy and my heart too, because it was made not only from flour, but also from Grandma's love. That night when I fell asleep, I made heart bread from the memory of sharing tummy bread with Grandma. Since Grandma taught me how, I've been making heart bread every night. You can too. I will tell you how. When your mom or your dad or someone who puts you to sleep at night is with you, ask the person to help you. Put your hand on your heart and ask yourself, what was my most favorite time today? Maybe you will think of a time when someone loved you. Maybe you needed something, like a snack or a warm sweater or a hug, and someone gave it to you. Maybe you will think of a time when you loved someone else. Maybe you shared your favorite toy or helped a younger child. These are all ingredients for heart bread. Whatever you think of, tell your mom or your dad or whoever else is putting you to bed. Ask them to tell you their favorite time of the day, too. Let your heart fill up with the favorite times of the day. Keep your hand on your heart and rub it gently as if you were patting your teddy bear or rubbing your dog's tummy. Feel the warm feeling in your heart. Now you have made heart bread. Let the warm feeling fill up your whole body. Take a deep breath and send it down to your legs and out your arms and up to the top of your head. When it gets to the tips of your toes and the end of your nose, wiggle them. Now keep your hand on your heart and ask yourself, what was my least favorite time today? Maybe you will think of a time when you felt sad or mad or afraid. Whatever you think of, tell your mom or your dad or whoever else is putting you to bed and ask them to help you care for the sad or mad or scary feelings. Then you can turn your least favorite time into heart bread too. So this story is very simple and it's very helpful. So for whatever moments you are grateful for in the day, and for whatever moments you find to be least grateful for, you can use these things to make your very own heart bread. I pray that you are well, that you are healthy and staying strong, having patience, and remembering that this heart bread is a gift from God, reminding us that today we lived in fullness, tomorrow we will live in fullness too. Whatever lies ahead, we have heart bread. Have a blessed day.